Hello, hello, friends. It's Tammy Michelle signing on from Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm just wanting to get on tonight and just do some painting. I have a lot of things that I'd like to talk to you about tonight. One of the things is this 2025 Artist Almanac, and I know it's not 2025 yet, but I thought what we might do is, before we jump into painting, flip through this almanac and just see what colors pop out at me, just to get inspiration. And just one of the ways that you can use this is to do exactly that. One of the ways that you can use it also is turn to the date and actually look at that date on the date. So if it was January 1st, it would be the Wednesday, and this would be the artwork that's in there. It's beautiful, calming blues and greens and gray, and I love those colors. Really, really pretty. So I've already started looking through here and just getting so many great ideas and inspirations, and I just love looking at the artwork that's in there. It's just gorgeous. But what I wanted to do tonight is just kind of do a flip through, just flip through and just see kind of what jumps out at me. I'm kind of feeling like some brighter colors. I'm wanting to do just some abstract. That one I really love, with the flowers. That was really pretty. That one is really pretty. This one here really popped out at me. The pinks. And so let's just see where we can draw some inspiration. Oh, I love this. This is really pretty. And this says, embrace change. Embrace change. That's just really pretty. I love the contrast. I love the reds and the orange and the turquoise. That is really, really gorgeous. And I'm a fan of circles, and that's something that I was wanting to do tonight. So let's just set this over here. This is our inspiration. We'll just go with that. And we're going to be painting using watercolor. I'm going to be using my Kohlrabi watercolor set, and it has definitely some of those bright colors. As you can see, we can kind of draw inspiration and use some of those colors that's in this color palette here. And I have some watercolor paper that is 140 pounds. This is 8x8, just the Master's Touch Hobby Lobby House brand. And so I'm just going to flip that open to the first page. And I've got some fresh clean water here. And we're just going to get into it. But before we start painting, I want to just make some marks. So I'm going to pick out some colors. And I think I will maybe do some black and and maybe some, let's see, I'm gonna pick out some of these colors. Maybe this one here that is a light ochre. So this is black and light ochre. I'm just going to start making some marks on the paper just to start us out. Make sure my camera's straight here so you can see. Okay, and let's just have some fun. So, just gonna start drawing some lines on the paper. Just kind of making some marks. Just to give us a good base for our abstract. Okay. These are water-soluble pencils, the Caran d'Ache Supercolor water-soluble pencils. So these will activate when we put water to them. But we're just going to go ahead and wet our brush and pick out some colors from this color palette. And I think I'm just gonna dip into this red ochre, and we'll just start painting. And so I'm just going to not really think about what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put some paper or paint on the paper. Really liking that color. Put some more water down. And then I want to try to move it around and use some different tools. So scrape. Okay. And then I'm going to dip back into that color. Maybe put some down here in this corner. And then I'm going to dip into that lighter color, which we don't really have, so I'm going to mix some paint up here. Do a brown and then grab some of the white. Grab a little bit more of that on my brush. And I'm just mixing the color over here. You can't see, but I'm just mixing up some lighter color so that we can use it. And we're gonna put that right on. I really like that color. And I'm feeling like immediately like we need some contrast, so I'm going to grab some crimson, get into the red, and bring some of that red color in. I kind of just like it in that one spot, honestly. I'm liking that just like right there. So I'm going to just leave that for a minute and let it sit in my mind. I really like that. And then I'm going to dip into some of the black. And just give us some contrast up here at the top. I'm loving these colors. Love, love, love. I'm gonna bring some of that black down here. Maybe even over here, running off the page, having some of that red go into it. I like that a lot. Maybe just a little spot of it there. Get a little bit more pigment on my brush and drop that in there. And this is all just play. I'm loving the way that looks. As you can see, I like to leave a little bit more white space in my work. I'm not going all the way to the ends of the page, even though I did here and here. I kind of like to leave some resting space. I may not later, but that's what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling like we could also use maybe some bright orange. So I'm going to go into, let's see, this color called Gamboge. And I'm just going to grab some of that right in here. And maybe even mix that in with the red ochre a little bit and bring some up here. And let's see, more of that. Red ochre right in there. I like that. And you can see how we are drawing inspiration, but we're not trying to copy. I'm loving the color palette. I'm loving the way this looks. So, yeah, so I'm loving that it says embrace change, because that's something that I definitely am working toward in 2025, is embracing the changes in my life, the changes in my work and my art habits. I really want to do art every day and really make that a part of my day that just becomes like a normal thing that I do. I don't want it to feel forced. I am adding more of this red. I feel like we need a little bit of color down here and down here. I like that. And you know, I think as we tend to do art more, it feels like a natural rhythm of life, rather than having to be inspired or having, I mean, there's no shame in having help or inspiration, or, you know, drawing from a prompt to help you if you're trying to get into practice. But I feel like the more you do art, the more you want to do art, and the more it comes natural, because I've already felt that just in the way that things have transpired this year. I'm actually painting more, learning more of my art style, and just allowing myself to play. I think that's the big thing, like playing, allowing yourself to have time for not just focusing on one specific medium, or, you know, just honing in on one thing, but just allowing yourself to have a lot of different things to help you to grow and help you to expand your knowledge of art. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. And yeah, it's been nice. And I feel like this is a good base, a good start. I am feeling like we need a little something up here, but we need to let this dry just a little bit before we go into doing marks over top. But we can add some pencil marks. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab, let's see, Malachi green. I feel like maybe this one would look good. Let's see. Because we can do this and we can actually wet this pencil and make some marks. So where do we want to put some marks? Maybe over here. you can see that the paper is kind of buckling up a little bit, so just be careful. And yeah, actually, while that's still wet, I want to see if we can use, I've been using all kinds of different tools and just kind of experimenting with things, and I've been using this like to make some drag marks. And so I'm just gonna kind of demonstrate that now. So like with this area being wet right here, just doing a motion and dragging that up. Do it here as well. And sometimes it just leaves that little bit of movement in the painting, and I like that. I like that it gives it a little bit of a interest and expression and energy. Oh, I like that on that yellow, or the orange up there. That's really pretty. And we could even maybe even do it here a little bit. Just to give that a little bit of movement. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. Okay. I feel like we could also drop some more of that color in here. I feel like we kind of lost some of that color. I don't want to get it too wet because I want it to be pretty pigmented, and I don't want it to really move a whole lot. So I'm gonna drop that back in there. I like that being a little bit more bold. So this is where you can come back and you can make adjustments. We can even add some acrylics. We could do all sorts of things. I love how that's blending there. That's pretty. Yeah, I like that bold color in there. I'm going to drop a little bit more actually to make it really, really bold. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to pause this and I'm going to dry it so you don't have to. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to stop the video, but I will just edit this part out. I'm going to dry this really quick so that we don't have to wait, and then we'll come back. Okay, our painting is pretty good and dry now, so we can go ahead and make another layer. And that is really what abstract is all about, making layers and just enjoying the process. We may not even get this completely done tonight, but we're going to put some more marks on here and just see how we feel about it. So the first one that I'd like to do is I do want to do those circles. So I'm going to grab, let's see, how do I want to do the circles? Let's do it with my Jelly Roll, maybe. Actually, no, I'm going to grab my white Posca. This is a white Posca pen, and it is a, looks like a 0.9 millimeter nib, and it'll make a pretty big circle. So I'm going to try to go easy on it. I'm not going to try to make them too wide because I want them to kind of fit kind of like they did with the in this area where it's dark. But as you can see, we did kind of lose that darkness of the black. I kind of want to add some more black in there first. So let me see, I'm looking around here. Do I want to add more watercolor? I think I will. I'm going to wet the brush See, it's all a process. It's all a process. Sometimes when watercolors dry, they are not as bold and they're not as pigmented as you thought they would be. So it's a process that we just have to keep dropping in color and going over places that we want to be more vivid. So I'm going to go over that and go over this down here. As you can see where we added that red, it's nice and bold. So we're not having to add any more there because it is already really nice. And let's see, we're going to add here. I'm going to add there. And go ahead and just take that all the way down. Yeah, I like that. Okay. All right, we're gonna dry again. So pause that moment. All right, now that's good and dry, and that black is a whole lot deeper pigmented now, and I'm loving that. I like the contrast in that. I think that looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and add another layer with our white Posca, and I'm just gonna go in and just start making some marks. Let me just make sure that all that's dry. And so what I like to do a lot of times is I will just start in the color that I want to start in and just start making the marks. I'm making a little bit of the larger circles, and then I come back and fill in with smaller circles like so, just to give it some interest and give it a little bit of a pop. And again, we're not going to do exactly like our inspiration, but we are definitely doing some circles. I like the circles. Try to connect them and just fill in the space as much as possible. I'm going to make some larger ones and then come back and do smaller ones. So we're just going to do that till we fill in this whole thing. And they don't have to be perfectly round. I think that's probably makes it more interesting when they're not perfectly round and you're just making shapes to connect. As you can see, like some of them are oval, some of them are round, some are smaller. It's just, I feel like it makes it more interesting when you do it that way. I'm gonna fill this in. I'll probably speed this part up so you don't have to wait on me to make all my circles. And this is supposed to be relaxing, so just enjoy this part of it. If you're following along and you're doing a painting of your own, maybe you want to do half moons or little rainbow shapes or something different than circles, you know, whatever you want to do. And as you can see, sometimes we have to go over these lines more than once to get them to be like more vibrant. So, you know, that we can wait for this to dry and go over it. And we don't have to fill in the whole space with the circles. We can just fill it in until we feel like we have enough. and then move on to another section of the painting. But I'm loving that. Another way that we could have done this is we could have used stencil, which I might use a stencil. One of my favorites, two of my favorites actually, I have is this circular one that has like the different shaped circles. And so we could have done some that are filled in as well. We could do these little squares, the little lines. I love these because they go different directions. And sometimes I do like to turn my painting around and work from another direction. Just kind of gives different perspective. So I also want to make some marks, like some just kind of handwriting marks, and just maybe do that right around here. And then we will kind of carry that over and maybe even carry it over into here. And then I like to do some polka dots. So I'm feeling like I'll probably do some polka dots maybe in this area. And I like to do some, maybe to balance out this. So we'll maybe do some circles and some polka dots down here. And kind of make some interesting marks in this spot. Make some of your dots larger. And like I said, you'll probably have to go back over them to make them vibrant, because the Posca does kind of show the paint through. I like how the paint's showing through, or the lines are showing through the paint. It's giving a little bit more interested. And it also gives you something to go on. So if I wanted to go over those lines and make them show through more, I could. I'm feeling like I want to do a little bit more writing over here. And do a little bit more dots. Whoops. Oh, that was a lot of paint that just came out. We'll see if we can get some of that up with our cloth here. It's okay because it's abstract, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. And I like that. Oh, why don't we just do some splatters with this, since it's wanting to splatter anyway. There we go. Okay. And then I immediately want to grab some of that color that we were going to do. I feel like this color might be dark, but we're going to try it and just see what it looks like. And so I'm wanting to do just some lines with this. So we'll see how this looks on here. Yeah, it is a little bit darker. Than I thought it was going to be, but I do like the color. Sometimes just hearing the pencil on the paper is very relaxing to me. I don't know if you like ASMR, but I do enjoy some ASMR. I love sounds, and it just relaxes me to hear paper shuffling or pencils on paper, or somebody just hand going across fabric, or any of those sounds. It's just very relaxing. I can remember as a kid going to get my hair done, and just the sound of like the scissors and the brush and things. Oh, here comes my kitty. In the salon would be so relaxing. Come here, Kiki. Lulu. Lulu is up on my table. Come here, Lulu. Come here. Come here. Oh, you want to come over here and see? She likes the sounds too, don't you? Say hello. Let's get you down. Here we go. Do it. Have to close her out of my studio and block the door, because if I don't, she'll come back in and try to run. Sometimes she has gotten her paw in the paint and gets a paint on her, so she can be a mess. But she loves the sound. That's what I was just talking about. She likes to follow the sound of the brush across the paper, and she loves it. So she's very interested when I'm in here making art. I'm loving that color. That looks so pretty. And I love how these activate with water and how it spreads out a little bit on some of them. Just giving a little bit more color. Some touches of thicker strokes there. I like that. And I see how I'm going back to the puddle there of water, just kind of picking that up to create just a few more areas where it's a little bit bigger, so it's not so uniform. I love that. I'm going to bring that up here. I think that looks pretty. Very nice, very nice. Okay. So now we can decide, do we want to add some acrylics? Do we want to do more paint pen? I'm feeling like we could probably do some more dots. I have an orange pen we could do some line work with. Let me see how this looks if we do some little X's in here. On the orange, maybe even make it overlap onto the red. I like that. Kind of thinking maybe along this edge here, just to give some interest on this side. Okay. And maybe even some dots. inside the circles. And kind of let that flow over into this area, kind of off the page. Oh, I like that. I like it how it's going off the color just because it's kind of leading your eye. I feel like so much of our focal point is like leading up into that corner right now, so that could change, but right now I like that. That looks really cute, interesting. I'm feeling like we need something bigger than these lines, so I'm going to grab another paint pen. Let's see. See if I can find it. Sorry, I'm sitting here digging through everything to find it. I'm looking for another one that's that teal. Let's see, is this it? Nope, that's not it. I thought that I had one in here, but I do not see it. I am gonna pull out my cream one. Oh, went in the floor. So we can make some more dots, maybe some larger dots. I'm thinking this cream would look really pretty, maybe going right in here. And maybe over here. Into this area. Try not to make them exactly round because I kind of like them to be a little misshapen. It gives more interest. I feel like it's more pleasing to the eye if everything isn't just exactly perfect. So we can make some going up through here. You don't want to cover, I feel like every area, you want to leave some resting space. I feel like we are doing that by leaving this area open, that area open. I'm thinking some smaller dots in there would look good. Kind of like that. Just to kind of fill it in, give it some more interest. Those can kind of fade into the next section there. I like that. One thing is I feel like we need some more red. And let's see if I have, I know I have a red Posca. We could do maybe some stencil in the red because I'm feeling like the red would be a really good pop and maybe a bigger shape. Let's see what I do with my stencil. Oh, there it is. All right, so maybe, let's see, because we kind of need a little bit more, let's see. Maybe on this lighter area of red, could do some larger squares. So let's do that. I'm just gonna lay that down. We're gonna get our pen shook and just start filling in some of these. Now, with the stencil, you don't have to do every single area of the stencil. You just choose the area that you want to use and how far you want to take it, because you're creating another layer here. So I'm even going to take it up on top of where we've already made that circle. And just bringing it down here. Since we're doing red on red, this is probably going to be more subtle. We'll see how that looks. Maybe have one come in this direction. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I like that. Let's give it a little bit more depth. And I'm going to turn and come up here and just do maybe just a few in this area into the white, because we haven't really gone into our white space up here. I feel like we need a little bit of a layer here where we just did our dots. So we'll bring some of that element over. But we don't want to cover up the things we like about this area, and that is where I drug the paint. So I want to make sure that I don't cover that. Let's see what that looks like. It's just a subtle, it's a subtle addition, and I like it. I like that a lot. I actually want to add maybe some dots where these X's are. If I could, like maybe on top. To give that more pop and interest. There we go. Maybe over here, some dots. And up here, we could do some red in with the orange. Up there on that orange, that looks orange. It's not looking red. Even take it across the blue into this area. And it kind of like leads your eye around the page. I like that. Okay, I'm feeling like we need more of the teal color. So I am going to reach for another pencil. Let's see. And let's see, this is turquoise. This turquoise might look a little light. Let me just see how it shows up on here. So I'm feeling like it would be really pretty right in here. Yep, I like that. Just kind of paint some squares on there. I don't know if I'm liking that color as much, but we can always go over it with the other darker color if we decide we don't like it once it's dry. So I'm just going to take that over off the page and down. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna wet it just a little bit to activate, get rid of some of those pencil marks, make it more painterly. There we go. I like that. Yeah, I'm thinking, I do like that. I want to maybe see if we can go over it just a bit with the darker. Oh yeah, I'm already feeling like that's what it needed. It's just not the pop color that we needed with that lighter color. We needed the darker. So, and this definitely matches our inspiration piece a little bit better. So we'll go with that. I love the bold richness of that color. I'm actually going to get that drop so it doesn't make those run together, because I like those being a little bit more contrasted on the white. And I'm going to come over here and bring some of those in over here in the bigger, bolder squares. I am liking that a lot. Man, I'm really loving these Caran d'Ache pencils. They are so awesome to use because they're so versatile. They do so many things. They are just really nice to have in your toolkit. I'm going to come out here on top of some of these smaller ones with the larger marks just to add a layer and give it more depth and dimension. And onto our black down here and over top of the white handwriting. Because we're just adding another layer. And I'm hoping this dries really bold the way that it's showing up now, because I'm really liking the contrast this is given. It's not as bright as the one in our painting over here. I kind of like the dark color that it's given here. So let's see. Let's just keep that in there. Maybe bring some over here just to give more depth and dimension. Like that. Okay, all right, and let's see here. What do we need? What do we need? We need something. I like to add maybe some gold. I do want to go back over these circles just a little bit because I feel like they're not as bright as I wanted them to be. So I'm just gonna go over them and make them pop a little bit more. Maybe some over this writing as well. And yeah, I'm gonna turn this around so I can get it here. I hope this is still filming. Add a few down here just to connect that a little bit more. Maybe over here as well. I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, I'm gonna add some more down here at the bottom. And then I might put some gold in here. I always like to do some type of shimmer or gold. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but I'd like to explore some possibilities. Let's see. I'm feeling like right in this area. I bought this new ink, and it's bright gold. I'm feeling like, I don't know, I could ruin this at this point. So just let's hold our breath. And let's just see if we put a little bit of that here, what that looks like. Maybe just spread that out right there. And I feel like we could maybe put some in some other places, just a few little spots. And we could even do our brush stroke up. And yeah, maybe even spread that out some. I like that. Cool. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. We did kind of lose the boldness of our red there though, so I may go back and add more red in that spot. Just maybe over that and create another layer. But I am liking this. I'm liking the way this looks. Do we want to add a message on here? Let's see. I haven't done that in a while, so let me get out my book here, this Tim Holtz book. We'll see what we want to say. We definitely want it in black, I think. There says embrace change. Let's see. Let's see if we can find one. I feel lucky. Look on the bright side. Let's see. Believe in yourself. It's a good one. Make a wish. Let's see. Be authentic. Oh, I love this one. Own your dreams. It's all perspective. I love those. Out of limitations comes creativity. Attitude is everything. Oh, let's do that one. Attitude is everything. I love that. And let's see, let's put it right here. We'll just kind of go give it a little shadow. I'm going to try to do it without getting my hand in the paint. So I'm going to turn this. Give it a little shadow on the side. And maybe across the bottom. Let's see how that works. We didn't let our ink dry, so oh, it did go over it, so that's good. There we go. Just a little across the bottom there to make it pop a little bit. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. I'm loving the colors. This is looking really, really nice. Something else we could do is go along these lines with our white, just to kind of make those pop. But I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like those are doing pretty well on their own. Let's see. Maybe we can darken them a little bit. Oh, don't want to get that big puddle there. There, we can go back over them, make them a little bolder. Because I feel like this blue really makes that gold pop off the page. So I love the gold and the blue together. Actually, it might not be bad to take some over in that direction. Right up next to the gold. Oh, I like that. I like it brought right up on there. That's really pretty. See, sometimes when you think you're done, you're not done. And truly, I'm probably going to add more to this, but for the sake of this video, I think we're going to be done. But I'm loving this. You all let me know if you like it. I think it's really interesting. I'm loving the colors. I love that we were able to draw some inspiration from another artist and make something really cool. So I hope you all are having a good night, and stop in and give me a like and a subscribe if you like my videos. If you enjoy what you see, say hi to me, leave a comment. All of these things help on my channel. Thank you.